Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing, because it does indeed help with the algorithm. Welcome back for, I want to say, a little mini news I missed. I normally do news I missed over the weekends. However, there's an egregious amount of news in the cryptocurrency space right now. So I was like, all right, let's make another video. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The peer-to-peer Bitcoin trading platform known as Local Bitcoins is expanding its offering beyond just Bitcoin, even though it's called Local Bitcoins, in a bid to grow its customer base, adapt to new market conditions, and embrace the world of altcoins. Local Bitcoins announced last week that it is now adding support for Dogecoin, Tether, Polkadot, Cardano, Bcash, USD Coin, and Chainlink. They said, you asked? We delivered. Some highly anticipated altcoins have been added as a payment method. The platform said in an official blog post. Local Bitcoins also noted the inclusion of more than 40 other alternative payment methods such as an AirTM. What's an AirTM? Transfers between Uphold accounts, Mercado Pago, Chime, and the highly popular Pix in Brazil, which will be available in dozens of countries. Cool. Kind of nice. For those of you who do not know what Local Bitcoins is, this was kind of one of the original places where people kind of got their Bitcoin from. I think it came out of like 2012 or 2013. It was interesting back then because basically you had to meet people in a cafe or on the street somewhere and kind of hand them physical cash. We had a lot of news stories about that in 2017 and 18 where people kind of got holding $5,000 on them in exchange for nothing at all. They just kind of got, their money taken away from them. So now they've added all these new coins. I assume they're going to continue to be very popular. There was a problem like 2 years ago where I think governments finally figured out that this was a thing. And they were like, hey, regulations. You can't just be swapping money on the streets for cryptos and all that stuff. So they've added a whole bunch of new coins. I saw an article, and I'm glad that I don't have it in here because there was something similar to this. But the title was simply that Local Bitcoins had added Chainlink. Nothing else. There was no mention of any other coin. So I assume that was a Chainlink-esque kind of website. Anyway, Local Bitcoins has added a whole bunch of new coins. And without further ado, let's moving along. Or whatever I normally say there. Next up, Comet Network, that is COMIT Network, has released a beta version of their Monero to Bitcoin swap tool on Monero's mainnet. This may, what's it called? Describe? Why am I so bad with words? This may explain as to why we saw Monero's price pumping 3 or 4 days ago, and we were like, Monero's not in the actual news. This will allow users to create trustless atomic swaps between the two cryptocurrencies without having to route through a centralized exchange service. Back around 2015, 2016, the entire idea of an atomic swap first took place. The entire idea being, now you have to go to a cryptocurrency exchange and say, hey, I have Bitcoin. I'm selling off my Bitcoin to be able to buy Monero. Or vice versa. The idea, from what I can remember, because we never have this conversation anymore about atomic swaps, is that it kind of happens directly on chain. So at a moment's notice, you go, hey, I have Bitcoin, but I'm in this country that only accepts Monero, or you kind of get the point of what I'm saying. You'll be able to swap it immediately, instantaneously, without having to send it to an exchange, wait till it gets to the exchange, transfer it from the exchange, and take it back and kind of all the way. I think we tried to have these between Bitcoin and Litecoin. I'm not sure if they're really there. No one ever really discusses atomic swaps. Atomic swaps are going to be a major thing in the future. We will probably not have to ever use a cryptocurrency exchange unless you are trying to really make money in day trade and stuff like that, because you'll be able to simply do it from your phone, computer, instantaneously without having to actually trade in value for anything. And I can already feel regulators frothing at the mouth over that as well, because there's no real trade that's taking place. It's a swap directly in chain, so no money is actually being exchanged if you were to say it that way. Anyway, so yeah, it got launched on their swap tool on the mainnet. We will see this across every single chain sometime in the future. I think it's going to be an absolute game changer. The same exact, I mean, I wish we also had more people who use decentralized exchanges, but I think that'll also come with time as well. Anyway, that's the Monero news. We never get Monero news. So yeah, there it is. Let's move on. Next up okay, sure, why not? Ripple has reiterated its commitment to becoming carbon neutral, carbon net zero, excuse-moi, by 2030 as part of an effort to avert worst-case climate change scenarios in a similar move to one made by countries throughout the world, which have committed to do the same goal by 2050. 2050 is too late, just in case anybody was wondering, because that's how math works. They said we're pledging to achieve carbon net zero by 2030 and driving new research with leading universities that evaluates energy consumption across digital assets, credit card networks, and cash. Learn more. I guess you can click on that. So, popular news. I'm going to breeze by it. Ripple is in the news every single day now. Back with a vengeance, as the kids say. Is that building falling? Why is it sideways? Oh no, it's okay. Got it. It's a reflection of the other. I'm gonna shut up. So the point is, everyone, this is kind of the main discussion right now, and it's kind of annoying because I feel like this could have been a discussion in 2015, 16, and 17, but now everyone is kind of jumping on the Elon Musk bandwagon, being like, "Oh, carbon? No, we don't. We also do not like it." Like, I'm pretty sure like Ripple is using like 1/1000th of Bitcoin's energy usage. So I'm not sure why they've decided to jump into the fray and be like, oh, we're also gonna, I mean, realistically, that's 9 years away. Like you're just using like normal computers to send stuff back and forth. You can't do that in like 4 years. Not that I'm trying to, anyway, the point is, I assume we're gonna have some other type of news tomorrow about some other companies gonna be like, oh, we're also gonna be carbon net zero neutral because Elon Musk made it a thing. Anyway, that's the Ripple news. Good luck to them. And let's move on. In news that why is this even news? It says a government crackdown isn't enough to quell crypto hopefuls from buying more of their favorite asset class. Millionaires, and I'm pretty sure even normal people in China, are turning to over-the-counter services to trade and buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, even as the local government says it would crack down on the sector, as per a report on business outlet Bloomberg today. So the news is China said they were going to ban Bitcoin. They're not really banning Bitcoin. They're just reiterating another ban that they had from before. A lot of people who were using cryptocurrency exchanges have now been scared because they weren't supposed to be using cryptocurrency exchanges. And they've moved to the legal, because these are legal in China, the over-the-counter markets where you basically have to go show ID and say, hey, take my money, give me some Bitcoin. And I guess the news is that people are still using it. This was kind of popular news over the last couple of days that these people were undeterred. And it's like, no, like if Coinbase goes down, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I can never buy a Bitcoin again. No, you'll go to Binance. If Binance closes down, you go to Kraken. If Kraken closes down, you go to Poloniex. If Poloniex, you know. So these people who were into Bitcoin have not been like, oh gosh, golly, I can never buy a Bitcoin again because they said no. But they said no in 2015, so it's just kind of the same old news. Anyway, I think this is the actual article right here. Is this it? Yep, from Bloomberg Quint. It says crypto traders defy China's crackdown with secretive bets. They're not really secretive. They're just buying over. I mean, maybe listen. I'm pretty sure there are some people who are doing some underground fight club kind of stuff. Probably not. Maybe that'd be a really weird movie, like Bitcoin Club or something like that. Someone should make that into a movie. I would watch that. I think I would definitely watch that. Can you imagine? Stop. Imagine Fight Club with Bitcoin, but the winner of every match gets an entire Bitcoin, and it's like the year like 2035. We would all watch that. We would all watch that. Don't say you wouldn't, because we would all watch that. Anyway, that's the that news. Yeah, see, it's kind of weird, right? Because, all right, anyway, let's move on. Next up. Coinbase announced on Tuesday that users of its credit card offering known as Coinbase Card, self-explanatory, can now pay with their mobile phones using Apple Pay. The news marks a new level of integration between two major U.S. brands, and reflects crypto's ongoing push in the mainstream of retail commerce. Coinbase Card lets users draw on their balances of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to make purchases in stores or to draw cash from ATM machines. You know, that's redundant to say, right? Because the M means machine. So it's like automatic teller machines. While the product has been available in the UK and Europe since last year, US customers remained on the wait list, though the company said in a blog post it will invite select customers off the wait list starting this week. So I guess this kind of ties into the news. Remember we had news sometime last week that like everyone was like, is Apple getting into Bitcoin? I guess it was because maybe the Apple Pay thing, you can pay with apples and buy Bitcoin or something, whatever, how apples work. Sure, cool, crazy. Can't believe it. Every single payment method is going to allow crypto in some sort of way. I'm glad that we actually even have crypto cards now, because years ago, the idea was kind of crazy. If you've ever watched one of the videos from 2013 or 2014 of people paying for things in crypto, it looked ridiculous. You had to first of all unlock your phone, obviously. You had to go to the app, whichever app you were using. You had to type in your PIN code to open up the app. You had to find the actual, like the other person had to provide you with a barcode. You had to scan that barcode. You had to actually enter the exact amount of Bitcoin that you wanted to give them, because there was no automatics. Like if you're buying something for like $24.99, you had to put in like 0.128479 Bitcoin, and then you would click enter, and then it took like 5 minutes for them to actually receive the payment. That's where we were a couple years ago, so we've come quite far. Anyway, that's the Coinbase has added Apple Pay to their crypto debit. I'm just reading off the top thing. News. Fantastic. Can't wait to not spend my crypto because I expect the prices to keep going up, so why would I spend it? Anyway, let's move on. Next up oh boy, can't wait for this not to happen. The victims of the Mt. Gox hack could, after several years, be in line for a refund after Nobuyuki Kobayashi, the defunct exchange's Japanese trustee, announced that creditors can now vote on it's not going to happen. Can now vote on a civil rehabilitation plan. According to the letter, Kobayashi sent to investors on the 31st of May. The Tokyo District Court approved the revised version. Why can't I read this? Okay, the point is, I think I couldn't read it because I don't want to read it. For those of you who have not been here for many moons ago, we had almost no cryptocurrency exchanges in like 2012. The one cryptocurrency exchange that was really big was Mt. Gox. It was really weird because it was a trading card website. They changed it from the trading card website to a cryptocurrency trading website. Part of the problem is that we found out years later that this guy who ran the website, allegedly, that had hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, maybe millions of Bitcoin, had them all on one computer. Not 5, not 20, not 1,000 different hard drives. It was on one computer, and people figured this out very quick. And there were multiple hacks all the time. Like I had like 5 in a week, whatever. And eventually, at some point, he's like, "Oh no, everything's gone." So the story goes, or so the tale goes. And then they figured out how to get some of the coins back. Not sure how they did it. I'm sure it'll definitely be in a movie at some point when this is all resolved. But part of the problem is that a lot of these people who lost their Bitcoin have been able to go and like kind of reclaim them, if you will. So basically, they went to this guy Kobayashi, and he basically said, "If you had Bitcoins in Mt. Gox during the time of the hack, tell me." So you could come forward and say, "Hey, I had 1,000 Bitcoin. I had 15,000 Bitcoin." You may notice that I'm also saying very high Bitcoin numbers because this was years ago. People had all this Bitcoin on there where Bitcoin was like $3 or $4, so they had a huge amount of Bitcoin. Part of the controversy happened around 2016 when they were gearing up to get ready to give these people back their money, not coins. The idea was, well, you know, back at that time you had 5,000 Bitcoin, but it was only around $300. So we'll just hand you back $300. And people were like, well, that's not going to happen because Bitcoin's almost $1,000. So you should be giving me back $5 million. And they're like, okay. So it's been a really weird back and forth. We've been told to be fearful of this event for so long in the cryptocurrency space about these people selling off their coins and making new fortunes and yada yada, and those coins hitting the market. But behind the scenes, we've had a number of news stories where all these institutions back in 2017 were already in contact with the trustee and all these other people Basically, if you plan on selling your coins for cash, sell it to us. We will definitely take it. Part of the problem is, and the reason why and it's not to be mean, but part of the reason why I laughed while I was reading the around here, because it's 2021 and it says Mt. Gox victims could be in line for Bitcoin refund. I'm going to show you something. This is an article from 2016. Mt. Gox trustee wraps up claim reviews, millions in refunds available. Didn't happen. This is an article from 2018. Mt. Gox corporate creditors can now file claims for Bitcoin refunds. Didn't happen. This one is from 2019. Mt. Gox trustees takers final action on creditors' claims. Around 24,000 people are in line for money. Didn't happen. This one says Mt. Gox trustee files draft plan to return $2.6 billion in Bitcoin. Can you guess if it happened? Didn't happen. This happens every single year. It's very weird. I feel terrible for these people because listen. If I had like $180 million worth of Bitcoin that someone was simply not giving me, I'd be a little peeved. And this has been going on for so long. I don't know why why is it taking 5 years? If you know it's 24,000 people, and I pray to heaven that that Kobayashi is not the only person working in that office. It doesn't take 5 years, it doesn't take 6 years. You get 300 people working in that office, you each get a good 100 couple of people. Work on their claims, give them back their money so we can please be done with this. I saw this news and I was like, you have got to be joking. Because now, psychic powers activate. I'm going to guess these people are still not going to get their money this year. You realize how it said millions in dollars to be paid back, and now it says $2.6 billion, and that was last year. So it's a huge sum of money. Anyway, that's the Mt. Gox news. It's crazy that this is still going on. I really just don't get it. Good luck, people out there who have a claim for some stuff, because can you imagine waiting 6 years to receive $100 million? I mean, they'll at least have a great day when they do finally ever receive their money back. Anyway, that's that news. Let's move on. Next up, in unsurprising news, cryptocurrency investment manager ETC Group is expanding its Bitcoin exchange-traded product offering in the United Kingdom after harnessing Swiss market rules to bypass more stringent British regulations. Is the UK just trying to be like the US now? I'm not really understanding why the UK and the US are always so adamant to just not release things or let people have stuff. The ETC Group physical Bitcoin ETP, which trades under the ticker symbol BTCE, will begin trading on the Aquis Exchange in London and Paris on the 7th of June. The company announced on Tuesday. Once launched, BTCE will become the first cryptocurrency exchange-traded project to trade in the United Kingdom. Why it's taken so long and why they had to circumvent any rules to actually have this happen is completely beyond me. Bradley Duke, CEO of ETC Group, said ETC Group provides exposure to Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin through our 100% physically backed cryptocurrency ETPs. This is great. Why? Because the actual funds are buying up the crypto. They're not just simply saying, hey, yeah, we're mimicking the price of it. No, they buy all this crypto and they take it off of the market, and bringing our flagship Bitcoin product to Aquis Exchange was a logical step as institutional demand for exposure to crypto grows around the world. Cool. This almost directly mimics the news that we had yesterday. There's some other fund from some other country. It's Canada. The Canada one is going to be traded on, I think, in Amsterdam and Paris in a couple of days as well. Why are countries just not allowing these things and having people jump through all these hoops to be able to do what they want to do? Anyway, they're still going to do it even though you tell them they can't do it news. And let's move on. Next up, unsurprising news. The giant British multinational banking and financial services organization known as Standard Chartered intends to release a cryptocurrency trading platform in Britain and Europe later this year. The initiative will come as part of the bank's new technology arm and talks about when they were created. According to Reuters, on Wednesday, the institution has revealed plans to launch a digital asset brokerage and exchange platform in Europe and Britain. The project will serve the bank's wealthiest clients, as it always happens. And here's the actual press release for it right here. Every single bank is doing the exact same thing. I just say you love Bitcoin at this point. You're not opening up a cryptocurrency trading desk because you want to like dip your toes into it. It costs millions of dollars to push initiatives forward like this. But the news is, once again, it's really funny because I don't have it in this video, but there's some other UK bank who's been trying for like months, and you've never heard of them unless you live in the UK. Some bank that no one cares about who was trying to like shut down the accounts of people who are, I think, trading in crypto or trying to transfer money with whatever the actual case might be. And it's like, you're a garbage bank. Just allow it. Like, what's your actual problem? Like, did you think that this unnamed bank who no one around the world knows of, people are gonna be like, that one bank in the UK didn't allow it, honey? We have to sell our Bitcoin. Like, no one, stop it. We all know. We all know that you're in the cryptocurrency space. We all know that you're desperate to buy Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency that might appear in the news during the course of that day. You all want a cryptocurrency trading desk. You're all doing the exact same thing. So stop pretending that you're not in the space, because the worst part is going to be, as always, that same whatever that bank was called, guarantee in 3 years they're going to have something where they're trying to launch their own cryptocurrency trading desk or cryptocurrency something, and people are going to be like, hey, remember 3 years ago when you weren't even allowing people to trade in crypto and you were shutting down their accounts and they were transferring money to you? Which I also don't understand. If I'm willing to use your garbage bank and trade out of my valuable crypto into paper money that I'm sending to you, why would you shut down my account? I'm giving you my money to hold in custody. The world just doesn't make any sense, and I really want to understand it. So good job, Giant, Standard, Charted, Jurder, whatever your name is, on your cryptocurrency trading desk, because I know that you're going to do it. So congratulations, or whatever people say to banks whenever they finally announce that they're in the cryptocurrency space. Yeah. Methinks that's going to do it for this video. The cryptocurrency market is looking pretty sweet at the moment. Dogecoin got added to Coinbase. That's why it's up around 33%. Bitcoin is up by 3.59%. I think the news that we had earlier is that Bitcoin has to, and I give you the finger up for that one, that Bitcoin has to, not that finger, that Bitcoin has to go past 38,000 to reignite the fuel, if you will, for the bull market. Ethereum's up by 5%, which is very nice, $2,700. Binance coin's at $401 US. Polkadot is up by 16. Not really sure why, but there's always a method to the madness. Solana's up by 7. Lumens is up by 7. Litecoin's up by 3. Anything else insane? Monero's up by 8. OKB is up by 11%. Shiba Inu's up by 14. With a wow 1.2 billion trading volume. I really, when I see numbers this small, like, compared to like the length of these numbers, I thought it was 1.24 million trading volume. That is 1.24 billion. Oh boy. IOTA's up by 17%. Did we have IOTA news? I think there maybe was IOTA news. I don't remember. Pancakes are up by 14. Kusama's up by 10. Cosmos is up by 9. Luna Terra is up by 13. You get the point. The altcoin market is up. It is very nice to see. Hopefully Bitcoin stays on course and doesn't try to slam back down, because the market needs this right now. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.